The last time the Indians were in Toronto, they stormed the field as American League champions behind the MVP performance of one Andrew Miller. The last time Edwin Encarnacion was in Toronto, he was a Blue Jay, coming off a 127 RBI season and a magical moment in the American League wildcard game. The last time Trevor Bauer was here in Toronto, he left a trail of blood from the pitcher's mound all the way to the clubhouse. It's an ALCS rematch, and it's next on Sports Time Ohio. It's a beautiful day outdoors in Toronto, Canada, though a bit on the cool side. So the roof will be closed tonight as the Indians return to the site of the ALCS from a year ago. And it's a three-game series against the Blue Jays. Edwin Encarnacion returns to Toronto for the first time since leaving for Cleveland. And when he emerged from the dugout, the fans greeted him with some hearty cheers and chants of Eddie, Eddie. So it looks like it's going to be a happy homecoming for Edwin Encarnacion. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning, and it should be a happy homecoming because, Rick, he's the 5th all-time leading home run hitter in this building's history.
Well, he had some great years here in Toronto, and he put him into the ALCS last year with one walk-off home run right there off Ubaldo Jimenez, and the Indians ended up signing him in the offseason. And sure, he hasn't taken off like he has early, as he's only been here for 30 games, but you would expect to see him get much better than what he has been to this point. Numbers are similar to what they were a year ago, but once this guy warms up in the middle part of that lineup, it should be a lot of fun. You look a year ago, the average is down a little bit, the same amount of home runs, 5 home runs, at this point, but he's walked more as a Cleveland Indian, and if he can get anywhere close to those bottom lines right there, the 42 homers, 127 RBIs, that's exactly what they're looking for.
And the Indians obviously are looking for a little more offense because so far the first week of May they're averaging less than 2 runs a ball game, and yet they've gone 3-3. So Yandy Diaz has been called up. He's in the lineup tonight. And when we come back, we'll check in with Andre Knott to find out what the plan is for Yandy Diaz in terms of how they'll use him. That's coming up next. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution.
Sometimes you're not necessarily sure how the lineup's going to shake up, but having an extra hitter we felt like could really help us.
That's Terry Francona with the Hear Right sounds of the game, talking about Yandy Diaz and his return to the big leagues. With more on that story, let's go down to Yandre Knott.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. For Yandre, that's me. For Yandy, the one thing that he was told when he left, if he went down to Columbus, worked hard, and didn't pout, he would get a chance to come back out here. He hit 400 when he was in Columbus. He played third place. He played left field. He played right field. Tonight he's in left. He says he feels comfortable there. He appreciates the time, though, that he was here in the first place. He says when he left, he felt like he was a major leaguer, and he's happy to be back to prove that he's a Major League Baseball player.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing him get his opportunities to swing the bat. That's where he, I think, left an impression with the big league coaching staff. Not great overall numbers, but if you look beyond the numbers and look at the at-bats, you saw something you can work with.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at the Indians starting lineup tonight. It's brought to you by Progressive Insurance. For Terry Francona, it will be Carlos Santana, Francisco Lindor, and Jason Kipnis. Edwin Encarnacion returning to the Rogers Center bats cleanup. Jose Ramirez fifth, Lonnie Chisenhall sixth. Then it's Yandy Diaz, Abraham Almonte, and Roberto Perez.
Our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher is going to be Marcus Stroman, who was removed after 3 innings in his last start against the Yankees. He had right arm tightness, so he did not miss a start. He gave up 5 runs in those 3 innings. Did not get the decision, but it was his shortest start since August 15th of 2014. He's a ground ball pitcher when he's on his game. Second in the league, only to Dallas Keuchel as far as getting ground balls to fly balls. And against the Indians, he does not have a win or a loss, but he started 2 games against them last year, and he had a fine 129 earned run average. Let's set the defense for the Jays behind him. Brought to you by WB Mason. It'll be Steve Pearce is in left, Kevin Pillar is in center, Jose Bautista in right, Darwin Barney is at third, Ryan Goins is at short, Devin Travis at second, Justin Smoke at first, and Luke Maile is behind the plate.
Mark Ripperger has the plate. Phil Cuzzi at first. Vic Carapazza is at second. And Tom Hallian, the crew chief, down at third. And we are ready to go. Carlos Santana standing in. And Marcus Stroman delivers the first pitch, top of the strike zone with a fastball for strike 1. Santana, a career .299 hitter against the Blue Jays. He's hit 7 homers against Toronto pitching over the years. Coming off a great game yesterday in Kansas City, and swings fouling that out of play. The count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, Stroman, a sinker, good sinker ball he'll throw most of the time. His slider, he's got a 4-seam fastball, little cutter. But other than that, very rarely will he show you a changeup and other pitches.
Santana tees off, drives it to deep center. Back is Pillar. He's at the wall and makes the catch up against the center field fence for out number 1.
Boy, you thought that might have a chance. He elevated that pitch right there. It was upstairs. He looked in at his catcher after he threw it, and he says, "Was it up?" And the catcher said, "Yeah, it was." You're lucky to get it back. Right at the base of the wall for Santana to make that first out.
And so Francisco Lindor to the plate. On this current road trip, Lindor 4 hits, 24 at bats, with a homer and 3 runs scored. And a breaking ball down and in, 1-1.
Yeah, started Frankie off with the cutter and then a slider.
Fastball misses down in the dirt. 2-1.
Stroman, not a big guy. He's 26 years old. 5'8", 180 pounds.
Missed outside, and it's 3-1. Slow chopper to second base, and Devin Travis will throw out Lindor. 2 down. Storylines are brought to you by Wayside Furniture. For the Indians, if Marcus Stroman is down in the strike zone, it's trouble. He can hit it on the ground all day long. Bauer, well, we'll take a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly when he comes out.
Yeah, if you're a hitter, Stroman, you want to get the pitches up in the zone, sort of like what Santana hit. But he has such a good sinker. And that's the ones you don't want to miss, the ones that are elevated up in the zone. Kip getting the start in the number 3 hole tonight with Brantley out of the lineup, which, you know, makes sense. I know Kip's not really hitting as well as he could, but the veteran presence of him being in there certainly takes a lot of pressure off the younger guys in the lineup.
The 1-1. Club foul down the right side.
A little different setting here with the roof closed here. A little chilly. It was clear today, but chilly. And we had a gorgeous weekend in Kansas City with nice weather.
A little different setting than the last time these two teams faced, and interesting in that this was the same matchup in Game 3 of that ALCS. It was Stroman and Bauer. Stroman lasted 5 1/3, but the Indians caught him for 4 earned runs and a 4-2 win to take the commanding lead in the series. Now the 1-2. Popped out of play. Good at bat for Kipnis here right out of the chute. The Indians won the LCS in 5 games over Toronto. They won the regular season series by winning 4 out of 7. Down in the dirt and a 2-2 count.
I'd like to see him reach and get Encarnacion a chance to come up there in the first inning.
Yeah, here's the 2-2. Smash deep right field. Back is Bautista and makes the catch just on the front edge of the warning track. So a couple of really hard hit balls go for outs. And now the Blue Jays come to bat. John Gibbons starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays, brought to you by Hankook Tires, and it looks like this. Kevin Pillar, red hot, will lead it off. Jose Bautista, scuffling, will bat second. Then Kendrys Morales, who came over from KC. Justin Smoke, Steve Pearce, Devin Travis occupy the middle third. Darwin Barney, Ryan Goins, and Luke Maile into the lineup, with Russell Martin being placed on the DL just prior to tonight's game.
And Trevor Bauer will be our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher. Bauer set to make his 6th start of the year. He's coming off a rough start against Detroit, where he only went 4 innings, gave up 7 earned runs, tied a career high there. And you know, he's only one time has he not given up a home run in the start. He's going to try and have to keep that ball in the ballpark. That's where he's been hurt a lot. But he was 1-0 against Toronto last year in one start.
Strike to the outside corner.
And then you remember that extra inning game where he came in 5 innings out of the bullpen.
And he caught the corner. It's quickly 0-2. Just a little high.
Well, he was all over the place in his last start, but he's coming out this start. Looks like he's on a little mission here, just all fastballs so far.
Well, better command from what we've seen,
right,
at least from the get-go.
Right. He had a tough time commanding everything in his last start, so I'm sure an extra side session, an extra day off.
Chopped right at Kipnis. 1 down.
And let's set the Tribe defense, brought to you by Ram. Behind Bauer tonight, it's going to be Diaz getting the start in left field. Chisenhall is in center, Almonte over in right. It'll be Ramirez in third, Lindor in short, Kipnis is at second, Santana at first, and Perez doing the catching.
Jose Bautista. Takes a look at a breaking ball down low. Takes a strike. Bautista starts the night 3rd in the American League with 42 strikeouts already. 12 of them have come in his last 6 games.
Well, you know, you get up there, you get power hitters, and they can be all or nothing.
Just a bit wide.
You know, they take those swings when they start hitting them. They could get hot, and you could hit some home runs, but when you're not.
Chops the breaking ball at Lindor. He waits back, fires it across, and Bautista is out number 2.
Nice footwork by Lindor, waiting back on that ball. A lot of times you don't see the shortstop lay back, but he knows who's running. It's the veteran down there, and he had no problem.
In an attempt to replace Edwin Encarnacion after the Blue Jays failed to re-sign him, they went out and got Kendrys Morales, who, hey, to this point, he's done a nice job filling in. He's hit 6 homers. He's driven in 20, has 5 doubles. And here of late, as Toronto's picked up the pace a little bit, he's been in the middle of everything. 2 homers, 2 doubles, 6 RBIs, all coming in the last 6 games.
Yeah, that shouldn't surprise us. We got our chance to look at him up close when he was with Kansas City. Did a nice job in that lineup, solidifying the middle part of the order.
Fastball moved his feet. Try to go with that curveball, but missed up high with it. 3-1. Swung out and missed, a full count. Hitters want a hit, and Morales being the DH, even with a 3-1 count, he wasn't keyhole, and he was looking for something that he could drive.
Looked like a little two-seam fastball.
Pulls that foul. Count stays 3-2.
But you're right, the hitters, they do. They want to hit, and that happens a lot of times when teams are struggling to score. If you remain patient and you get a good pitch to hit, and you don't foul it off, you should have some success, or take your walk.
Down low, ball 4. It'll bring up the switch hitting Justin Smoke. Smoke obviously has some power with the 5 homers. But over his last 15 games, he has just 3 extra base hits. And Bauer misses inside with a fastball, 1-0. Pumps the fastball by him, and it's 1-1.
Well, you can see how they're going to attack Justin Smoke. They're going to throw him fastballs at the belt and in. You know, he likes it down a little bit more as a typical left-hander. 3 of his 5 home runs have come from the right side of the plate.
Boy, just painted that inside corner. And he gets ahead of him 1-2. Break ball, got him looking outside corner, inning over. No score after 1 in Toronto. Encarnacion swings at the first pitch and gets an infield single.
Where did that hit Stroman?
Kind of had a feeling he wasn't going to waste any time with the emotions bubbling to the surface for Edwin Encarnacion. He lined it right back up the middle, right off the leg of Stroman, and he's aboard to start the inning for Cleveland.
Don't know if it caught part of his foot. It deflected over there. I'm thinking, boy, at least you got to get a hit out of this, and it was awfully close. Goins throws it across, and he beats it out, but it looks like Stroman was lucky. It might have caught him off the shoe.
Jose Ramirez now steps in with Encarnacion aboard to start the inning. I'm sure somewhere deep down Edwin will probably be happy to just kind of get things back to normal now.
Well, it won't be for these 3 days. Play so many years in this ballpark, and you have a lot of good feelings and memories and things like that. I know one thing, he's going to like getting in that batter's box. One swing, he's already 1 for 1.
Ripped foul. A huge throng of reporters gathered in the Indians dugout to meet with Encarnacion and talk with him before the ball game. And I think for him, this is a special place because this is where his career took off. This is where it blossomed, and the fans certainly embraced him when he was here. Ground ball, and it's in the right field. Encarnacion around second. He's going to take a wide turn and go back to third, and luckily the throw by Bautista was 20 feet over the cutoff man's head, so he's going to stay at second base, 2 on, nobody out.
Well, he was going to try and throw him out all the way, and there's a few smiles turned. He said, I wanted to go to third base on him. I thought he was gonna, because it wasn't hit that hard, and it would have been interesting because Bautista says, I'm not going to let him go there. Short hopped him. Would have been a tough, because he would have been bearing down on the base if that throw was right there, and I think Encarnacion would have been in the way.
So good start to the inning now with 2 on, nobody out. Lonnie Chisenhall the batter. Pitch down low, ball 1. Lonnie just 1 for 10 on the trip. But he has been at his best so far this year whenever there's a little traffic in front of him. He's got men on base. The batting average has been .367. Chased one in the dirt.
Yeah, that's when you want to make him get it up. A little breaking ball down. He's looking for that ground ball too, trying to get a double play if possible.
Yeah, and he just buried it inside on him. 1 and 2.
Yeah, both those pitches that he just chased right there, he really had no chance of hitting, and it looked like a cut fastball coming in way in off the plate, and you're not going to touch that one.
That ball's drilled deep left. Back is Pierce making the catch on the warning track, and the runners have to hold. Well, that's the 3rd time that an Indians hitter has really made solid contact, hit a long fly ball out, and this is already just 1 out into the 2nd inning. Well, before the ball game, they gave Edwin Encarnacion a very nice video tribute. Yandy Diaz looks at a strike over the outside corner. I just think he'll be happy when this is all done. He's a very low-key guy. I think he's very touched. He was very moved. I think there's certainly emotion that he's dealing with here tonight, but he'll be happy when he can go back to just doing what he does on a regular basis.
I would agree with that.
Yandy Diaz down quickly in the count 0-2. Just called back from AAA where he hit .395 for the Clippers. Ground ball. And the Blue Jays turn to and end the inning. Middle of the second, no score.
The #1 live streaming sports service is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market game live, at home, in the office, or on the go for just $19.99. Visit MLB TV for the details.
No score. Bottom of the second inning. Steve Pearce will lead off for Toronto. Devin Travis and then Darwin Barney. When you think back to last October when Trevor Bauer took the mound in that game in the ALCS, this place first and foremost was coming unglued. And then on top of all that, speaking of glue, Trevor Bauer had a severely lacerated pinky finger on his pitching hand. And there was talk about, well, maybe they could super glue the wound closed and maybe he'd be able to pitch with it. Bottom line is that I don't think there was anything they could have used, but they weren't allowed to use super glue. That's considered a foreign substance, but they did everything they could. And to his credit, he tried. He went out there, and there were a lot of guys that said on this team that said, I wouldn't have gone out there like that. No chance, no how. But he did. He gave it a shot, and the finger just didn't hold together. I mean, when you think about sort of the violence in throwing a baseball and how your hand recoils at the end,
going right down.
Your skin's just not going to hold together when it's lacerated the way it was. Now the 1-2 pitch missed outside. It's 2-2. Trevor left. He was obviously very disappointed, and Tito had, you know, how do we manage this now? We got to go 9 innings with our bullpen.
Right. What did he give you? 2/3 of an inning.
And Dan Otero came out and the parade began, and what a marvelous job they did that night as the Indians were able to beat the Blue Jays. And even with the fans heckling Bauer and jeering him, he got the last laugh when it was all said and done. The 2-2 missed outside, full count. Got him looking. Fastball on the outside corner. Pearce doesn't like it. He's going to the dugout. We're going down to Andre now.
at night. We were talking about Trevor Bauer that night back in October. As we got on the bus today, I said to him, I go, "Are you excited to be here?" And he goes, "Well, everybody's going to cheer for Edwin. I expect him to boo." He says, "The best thing, though, is we won't have to wear the blue jerseys, and I won't have to try to cover up my finger." But he was pumped up for this start. He says, "I'm not a starter with a 7 ERA. I want to come out here and show the people in Toronto I can pitch, but I also want to show my teammates I'm better than the guy that they've had earlier this year, and I want to get that memory of the last time we were in this building out of everybody's mind." So hopefully that's the last time we show it, guys.
Yeah, I'll be okay with that. 2-0. Devin Travis 0 for his last 7 at the plate. Hit pretty well. Deep right center in the gap, and it's off the wall. Chisenhall plays it on the second base with the throw. A 1-out double for the light-hitting Devin Travis.
Yeah, he stayed back and he drove that ball nicely into the gap in right center. Watch the swing. It's a fastball away, and he was looking for it because he's ahead in the count, and he didn't miss it. He drove it to right center field. Chisenhall played it beautifully. One hops right to him off the wall, but that's an automatic double. It'll be number 6 for Travis.
It's going to bring up Darwin Barney. The next 3 guys in the Blue Jays lineup are all playing essentially tonight because of injuries. Darwin Barney's playing at third. That's normally Josh Donaldson. Ryan Goins batting 8th is playing at shortstop. That's normally Troy Tulowitzki. And the catcher Luke Mailey's batting 9th. That's normally Russell Martin. But all 3 of those guys, in addition to a couple of their teammates, are on their disabled list, and that has certainly hampered the Blue Jays' early season ability to get themselves righted.
A bad start and a lot of money on that disabled list when you look at it.
$70 million.
Yeah, holy smokes. Yeah, it got started on the wrong foot, and it just got out of control for the Blue Jays.
Weekly tap back to Bauer. He'll look to runner back.
Nice.
2 down. Well, the injury report is brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. I don't normally like to throw out player salaries, but just for fun, this is what they're missing right now. $17 million tied up in Donaldson, 20 for Tulowitzki, 20 for Martin, 13 for Happ. Aaron Sanchez, he's making the minimum, a little over 500 grand, but that's $70+ million.
Yeah,
it's just sidelined right now.
And you know, if you don't have your best players, it's going to be tough to win, period. I don't care what you say. That's a lot on the disabled list.
Ryan Goins, the shortstop, batting 8, is 3 for his last 33 at the plate. Popped up foul and out of play.
My memories of coming back here last year was that 4-game series when the Indians came in here on a winning streak and were able to continue it. And what was it, that 19-inning game?
Yep.
Where Bauer ended up coming in, pitched 5 innings, really didn't have much of a breaking ball through. I think a boatload, every fastball.
Well, and this is what Tito was talking about before the game with Bauer. There's nothing wrong with his stuff. Although, yeah, his last start out against Detroit, he didn't have any kind of command. But the pitch count, he'd like to see him pitch to contact, especially in the bottom part of the order. Try to get some easier outs.
Well, you're right. Let your defense work, and he goes deep with the, and that's what hurts him. I don't know if he's trying to strike too many guys out. This will be pitch number 40 coming, and you know you're only in the second inning, and that doesn't keep you around the game as long as you'd like to be as a starter.
Hit deep and gone. And the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead.
And that's the thing that has hurt Trevor Bauer this year is the long ball. Another 2-run home run given up. And if you watch the location, and this is going to, it hits his third home run, hitting under 200 on the year, but watch the location. They want it in, and it leaks. It was up a little bit, belt, and he's able to turn on it and get it out of here. So Toronto takes a 2-0 lead on the third home run.
Tells me he was looking in.
Well, some of those guys have quick swings that aren't home run hitters, and they react to 2 strikes, you know, and he got a pitch inside and was able to turn on it. Seventh home run allowed by Bauer.
Luke Maile 0 for 10 on the year. Pops this one up. Kipnis can't find it in the ceiling, I don't think. Almonte's there. The inning is over. 2-out, 2-run homer, and Toronto leads it 2-0 after 2 innings. Sweatshirt there with the block C cap.
Yep.
And then the guy 2 to his right. That's your guy. That's Mr. Frontrunner right there. Penguins Stanley Cup champions, Patriots Super Bowl champions.
Oh, I
probably got a Cavs shirt on underneath that.
Well, you picked that out, didn't you? He's America's guest. He loves all winners.
Probably got his Cubs socks on. Abraham Almonte trying to snap an 0 for 15. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Drive down 2 on the 2-run homer. by Ryan Goins. A little low.
Last year when Marcus Stroman, he pitched 2 games against the Indians. One, he had no decisions in both games, but one was a 2-1 game and the other was a 3-2 game.
Oh, nice pick at first by Justin Smoke. 1 down. Stat of the game tonight brought to you by Buick. Well, the Indians haven't scored a lot, but they've made the most of some of those games when they haven't scored. Winning 6 times already.
Yeah, 3 or
less.
Yeah, Baltimore's right there. And they've already won twice when they've scored 2 or less. They're 2-10 when you score 2 runs or less. And that's not easy to do. Yesterday's 1-0 game.
They've played 6 games thus far in the month of May, and they've scored 11 runs.
Now, as a staff, though, they have 3 shutouts, which is tied with Baltimore and Seattle as far as the most in the league go. The bullpen has been lights out, and when they score, and it usually comes late, the bullpen's not giving anything up, so they're able to come back and get into games and even come from behind and win games.
Yeah. It gives the offense the confidence to know that they've got a chance.
Yeah,
always.
You score late, you got a really good chance to win the game.
2-0 pitch, called strike.
It's all right, not one you wanted if you're Perez. 2-0 pitch, you're looking fastball. He drops the breaking ball in, you give it to him.
That backed up on him. It's 3-1. Broke his bat. Goins. 2 down.
Well, great seats remain for the Indians' first Sugardale Dollar Dog Night. It'll take place on Friday. That'll be May 12th. You can grab a $13 district ticket presented by Sports Time Ohio, or a $10 KeyBank Kids ticket. It's online only. Just go to Indians.com/tickets.
Marcus Stroman trying to retire the side in order for the 2nd time in 3 innings. Carlos Santana almost took him deep in the 1st.
There's a little hesitation in that delivery. You know, he's deliberate. It's almost like he pitches from a stretch. I wouldn't call it a full windup, but he ended up holding his leg up there for a split second. There's a quick pitch.
And it's 0-2.
Well, you've seen 2. How about that? A little hesitation and followed that up with a quick pitch.
We will see 2 of the most efficient pitchers in the American League tonight and tomorrow night. Marcus Stroman and Carlos Carrasco. They are 2nd and 3rd in pitches per inning in the American League. Only Dallas Keuchel is better than Stroman and Carrasco.
Yeah, we definitely saw him earlier this year. Last homestand.
Stroman just shy of 40 pitches. Strikes him out and retires the side in order. Bauer will come out for the bottom of the 3rd, already over 40 pitches on the night. Later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Bottom of the third, top of the order, due up for Toronto. Kevin Pillar, Jose Bautista, Kenry Morales will bat for the Blue Jays. And Toronto leading it 2-0 on a 2-out 2-run homer by Ryan Goins in the second. Pillar has collected a hit in 5 of his last 6 games. Going 9 for 25 over that stretch with 3 doubles. And that's ball 1. That's the swing that they're seeing less and less of this year so far from Pillar. That big wild, hey, let's try to hit this one 400 feet. He's been much more selective, a little shorter.
Well, he's hitting over 300 and a couple of breaking balls that he waved at there. But you know, you get caught up into it sometime, and I think that's how this Toronto team was last year when you play them. Everybody's trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark for home runs. And if you could shut them down and find their holes, you can control that offense. You need some guys that'll get on base and make something happen, whether it's, I don't care if it's from the walk, base hits. But Pillar, when he stays controlled and uses the whole field, he can be a very good hitter. He has 10 doubles, triple, and 4 homers.
Fastball jumped on him, but Pillar did well to fight it off.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. I mean, he might have been looking for a breaking ball. I know it's hard for some guys sometimes to look for breaking ball when you get to 2 strikes and foul the fastball off, but you don't try to hit it and put it in play. There it is again. Foul it off. And what you're doing, you're making Bauer work, and you're getting him to more and more pitches. He'll be at pitch number 50 now, and he doesn't have an out in the 3rd inning. So that's the frustrating thing that I think Mickey Callaway and Tito want to see with Bauer. Let's see you get some outs on, you know, some 8-pitch innings, 7, 8, 10 pitches, instead of having to go 20 pitches every inning.
This will already be his 8th pitch of the inning.
I mean, you see it.
First batter.
Case in point, Josh Tomlin, Kansas City, Saturday. And there's your walk.
Second issued by Bauer. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, we all know Trevor Bauer had an extra day's rest with the rain out in Detroit. So he had an extra side session with Mickey Callaway. And talking to Mickey today, he said, we didn't do anything fancy. He said, I was very to the point with him. Throw the ball down, throw more strikes with the fastball, make the game easier on yourself. They didn't work on any of his side pitches. It was all about the fastball. Getting it down and in is all they worked on for this start.
Getting it down is, Andre, remember last year in the extra inning game, he came out of the bullpen.
He had no feel for the curveball.
He did not have a curveball. He was supposed to start the next day. He came out and it was, I'm telling you, it had to be 95% fastballs in that, and he gave up 2 hits in 5 innings. I'm not saying that's all you do is throw the fastball, but it's certainly, it's if you want to get back to square one, start there. And that's what Mickey Callaway did.
Drops a curveball into Jose Bautista to even the count at 1-1.
Well, you remember when Trevor came up in his first year, how many pitches did he have? 6, 7 pitches that he wanted to throw, and he tried to throw every one.
Tried to hold up. Did he get? No, I guess he didn't go around. 2-1.
No, he held up.
Pillar has 4 steals. He's also been caught 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, not a true base stealer, but they only have 9 as a team, which is second to last in the league, and Pillar has almost half of them. So you just better pay attention to him and, you know, let him know that you're thinking about him over there occasionally.
foul up the first base side, so the count 2-2. High pop up on the infield. Ramirez, the third baseman, calling for it, and he's got it. 1 down.
Well, this is the game we were talking about, the extra inning game. He came in, he was a starter for the next day, and watch all the fastballs that he was throwing that day. I mean, I was amazed by it, and I felt to myself, I said maybe he should learn something from that ball game. That's the one he got the win in, and that was he appeared twice against Toronto last year. One was a start, and the other one was that appearance right there.
Kendry Morales drew a walk with 2 outs his first time up. 1-on-1 out here. Morales 4 for 19 in his career against Bauer with 3 strikeouts. Four for 18. He threw 83 pitches in that 5-inning appearance. He's already at 58 right here, with 1 out in the third to Morales. Drilled deep in the corner. Pilar coming around third. He'll be stopped there by Luis Rivera. And the Blue Jays have second and third with 1 out.
Now, I don't know why Almonte threw that ball to second base. They're lined up to cut off to go to home plate when a man is on first base and you get a double down the line. Now, this is a ball that he right there. That's almost like the home run pitch. So the left-hander, he smokes it down the line. Now, if a third base coach was heads up, he could have kept waving Pilar, because you don't throw to second base. So you see where Lindor was. They're lined up, Kipnis and Santana. There you go. The lineup is to come home. It's an automatic double. You're not going to stop it. That was a mistake that they got away with. So now runners at the corners, or excuse me, second and third, and the infield's going to be in.
The infield's in, but they've got the shift on. 3 on the right side.
That looks weird, doesn't it?
Smoked the batter, called out on strikes his first time up. High ball 1.
Boy, if he could hit a little weak ground ball to shortstop, he'd get an RBI, get a guy over.
He hits a weak ground ball to shortstop. He might get 2 RBIs and a double.
Well, it just looks weird over there with 3 Indians standing on that right side. Ramirez has to hold Pilar close at third.
Caught the inside corner, barely. 2-1.
Did you notice he's burying everything inside on Smoke? That's what he did the first time. Pounded him inside and then got him out with the breaking ball.
Broke his bat, and that's going to get at least 1 home. Pilar scores. Here comes Morales. The throw cut off. They've got him in a rundown. Lindor tags him out. There are 2 down in the inning, but 2 more score. It's 4-0 Toronto.
Yeah, and when you're a big guy, you don't have to get much of it with the infield in. Hitters love it. They say you're about 100 points higher hitter. This ball didn't even hit the grass or the turf out there. It came off the dirt. But when you're playing in to cut the run off as a ground ball, he'll get his 2 RBIs, make it a 4-0 game. But they get smoked. He gets caught in the rundown.
Steve Pearce struck out his first time up. Looks at a ball up high. On the foul back, it's 1-2. Blue Jays have 4 hits in the game. Smoke, the little broken bat blooper that drives in 2, but the other 3 all hit very hard. Double by Travis, the homer by Goins, the double by Morales.
Yeah, but that little broken bat single paid dividends just like that home run did, driving in a pair.
Full count. Hit hard, deep center on the run. Chisenhall makes the catch.
Chisenhall just went over there.
25-pitch inning comes to an end.
Center field right before that pitch was thrown on the full count, and I think Abe was a part of that. And when you're a center fielder, you can move a couple of steps and bring the right fielder with you. So they did that one to perfection, or that might have been in the gap as well.
Francisco Lindor grounded out his only time up in the first. Through 3 innings, the Tribe has just 2 hits. The back-to-back singles by Encarnacion and Ramirez in the 2nd inning. One and one to count. Slaps it into left field for a leadoff single.
It's a nice stroke right there. Stayed down, stayed through it, took it the other way. You take what the pitcher gives you. third hit now for the Indians. Watch the nice stroke down and away. That one might have been off the plate, but he didn't try to do much with it. Nice swing.
Brings up Jason Kipnis. He flied to deep right his first time up. And a strike call with a fastball. With Lindor being held, big hole on the right side for Kipnis. Pulls that one foul. Last October, right here at the Rogers Center, Jason Kipnis launched one. That put the Indians ahead in that game. And there's a liner caught. Throw back to first. Not in time.
Well, Gibbs hit the ball hard twice, nothing to show for it. He was able to pick that ball up off the ground. That's a really tough read for a base runner. You know, with Lindor on first, there's not much you can do. You know, because if he short hops it, they're going to get a double play anyway. But you can't get doubled off, and Frankie was able to get back. So the tough part about that, Kipnis is 0 for 2. He's hit them both on the nose.
Well, here's Edwin Encarnacion. An infield hit his first time up when he lined one off the leg of Marcus Stroman. Swung at the first pitch. Takes down low.
Indians could use a quick jolt right here and get a two-pointer.
One of the reporters before the game actually asked Encarnacion if he brought the imaginary parrot with him to Cleveland.
Did they?
He said, "See, the parrot got a visa."
Well, I can tell you something else. There's a lady down here that's older with the Jays jacket on, with the little parrot, not a real one, yelling, "Eddie, we want a homer." But I think she's a Jays fan.
That's okay. I hope Eddie gives her her wish.
There's a
How about a base knock?
Mashed down a left field line. On his way to third is Lindor. Encarnacion will have to hold with a long single as Pierce got over there and cut it off quickly. And that's important with Stroman on the mound because he gets so many ground balls.
Yeah, it is. You keep the double play in order. Good point, Matt. And I mean, Frankie could see he could go to third base, no problem. Encarnacion took the wide turn thinking for two, but he had to check it back because the throw coming in, and you keep the double play in order. So that is that's a good play.
But a scoring opportunity for for Jose Ramirez as Encarnacion is held at first by Smoke. And that creates a hole on the right side of the infield for Ramirez, who hit a ground ball through that hole his first time up. Two balls, no strikes. And a double play ball to second. There's one and two. All right, thank you, Al. 4-0 Toronto. Devin Travis to lead off here in the bottom of the fourth is Trevor Bauer. Goes back to work. A little high ball one. Travis took a fastball and laced it the opposite way for a double. With one out in the second inning. Curveball down low, 2-1.
Well, he had the 2-0 count, so he was looking for that fastball in the situation and got it. Maybe what he'll be looking for right here in a 2-1 count as well. But gets the breaking ball.
Two. Got him with a fastball. Third strikeout for Trevor Bauer. All three have been looking.
You look at the hits that Bauer's given up today. Check the location. That's the Travis fastball that came back out over the plate. There's the home run. Middle third. That's not coming back. And there's another very similar pitch right there. That's the double. And then with the infield in, the big man got enough of it to hit it out of the infield and get a single and 2 ribbies.
A lot of curveballs here to start the fourth inning. Darwin Barney looks at one for a strike. And he rides the fastball up in the zone to get a hit. 0-2. Barney hit a comebacker to the mound his only time up in the second. Threw the bat at it and right back up the middle for a 1-out single.
Bauer can't believe he got a base hit on that ball. He thought it was going to be down and up, but it's a breaking ball. And what Barney did, he kept his hands back. You watch him. It's not that it's a bad pitch. It's probably a ball, but you just keep your hands back, and they just threw the bat at it. They've seen enough curveballs. 29 of them he has thrown so far in this ball game out of his 77 pitches.
Ryan Goins. He hit the 2-run homer in the second that ignited the Blue Jay offense tonight. Takes a fastball away for strike one. Goins complaining to the umpire, and he should know because he's a former pitcher. He threw a scoreless inning against the Indians last year,
and then went on the DL.
Extra.
Remember that they had two. Barney, the hitter before him, was on first base. He had to come in the relief of Goins.
They appeal. He didn't go. 1-2. That looks like he went.
Well, it's close. I mean, a lot of times when you see that replay, it's awfully close. I've been told, though, when you use that dark bat, it may be tougher to see than when you use a natural finish on a check swing.
Right back to Bauer. Takes his time to Lindor for one. Lost it on the transfer, and that's all they get. Two down.
Double play ball that just popped out of the glove in the hand of Lindor. They had the double play easily. And he was trying to rush his throw. That's the one reason. There it is right there. But in the transfer, it comes out of the hand into the air, so they only get one.
Ninth man to bat in the inning is Luke Maile. Melee fly to shallow right is only time up. 1 on, 2 down here in the 4th. Indians trailing at 4-0. The last of 4 starters to pitch for Cleveland had really put together quite a string. A 1.93 ERA.
Well, Clevenger did a nice job yesterday. Allowed the 1 hit. That's all they got all game long.
Threw it by him 1-on-1. Yeah, in the last 4 games before tonight, starting rotation had given up 5 runs in 23 1/3 innings.
They ran into a good team to pitch against, the Kansas City Royals, who were scuffling to score. Although I did see they're winning tonight down in Tampa 3-1.
Well, and this isn't exactly a murderer's row lineup when they're missing some of the thumpers like Donaldson and Tulowitzki.
Right. Kansas City was last in the league in scoring, 15. You know, they're still in. They haven't reached 100. And Toronto, they're second to last. They're 14th. So I mean, you're pitching against the 2 teams that you would like to pitch against as far as scoring runs.
1-2 pitch. Yanks foul.
I mean, the score in this series with Kansas City was 5-4 Cleveland. You know, and they ended up winning 2 out of 3. You got to go back to 1983, the last time they've scored 5 runs in a series and won 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. You're not going to win many series. I mean, we talk about scoring 5 runs to win a game sometimes.
Right. Yeah, against certain teams, you better.
Bauer thought it was strike 3, but it's not. 2-2 the count. Line to right. Almonte can't make the catch. On his way to third is Goins. Blue Jays at the corners and the inning continues.
Yeah, he ran it right into the lights. And now with that double play unturned, you're throwing more pitches and now opportunities. You see he was running in. He had the plate easily. And the quicker he came in, that ball never got out of the lights, and he ran him right into the lights. So right at the last minute, it pops out of his glove. What'd they give it? Did they score it an error or a hit?
Haven't heard yet.
Well, it's a ball that should be played. To me, that's got to be an error, but they give him a base hit. That's kind. To keep the inning going.
When it hits you right in the pocket of the glove.
Seriously, has the ball got to be caught or what? Yeah, so now you don't turn the double play and it keeps the inning going, and a line drive that should be caught that isn't keeps it going again. So we're going to see they're going to try and add to a 4-0 lead already.
Curveball for a strike. Chased a breaking ball, and Pilar in the hole 0-2.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. 20s, 20 plus in every inning. Although this one, not all his fault.
Runner goes, struck him out, inning over. 4 strikeouts for Bauer, but the Blue Jays lead it 4-0. Baseball is brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by Cleveland Clinic, Express Care online. Download it now for free. Back here in Toronto, 4-0 Blue Jays. Twice in the ball game, the Indians have had 2 hits in an inning, but both times they hit into a double play to end those innings. There's the pause when the fastball pumps it in there for a strike. See if he follows that up with a quick pitch. Nope.
They're going to stay inside.
Breaking ball downstairs, 0-2.
He's had them both at bats. Down in the count, 0-2. And then he made a mistake in the last at bat, gave him something, helped him out off speed and away, and he drove it to left field. That was first and second and nobody out.
They say close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and that's certainly true. It doesn't apply in baseball because Santana, Kipnis, Chisenhall, 3 of the first 6 batters, all hit the ball right on the screws with nothing to show for it. Marcus Stroman with a 1-2 pitch. And that's a line drive knock into center field for Chisenhall.
There was the hesitation pitch. Came right back at you.
Well, here's our showstopper right now, and out on the West Coast, the Oakland A's with some late inning magic. This was the first of back-to-back walk-off winners against Detroit closer Francisco Rodriguez.
Yeah, back-to-back nights.
He and the Tigers are going to have to try and regroup and figure out what to do next.
Yes, indeed. That's tough. I mean, you give up one, and that happens to everybody. But back-to-back is not an easy thing to swallow.
Oh, he's given up 4 already. I mean, 4 blown saves. Yandy Diaz takes down and in. 2-0. Diaz grounded out, or grounded into a double play in the second inning. And a foul right back into the catcher, Maley. 2-2. A little low, full count.
Well, I know he only has 1 strikeout, and I know you're down 4-0, but he's a ground ball machine. He has 2 double plays. Do you start Chisenhall here? Might not be a bad idea.
He doesn't, and a foul back.
Sometimes against those sinker ballers, you know, when they're on their game and they're getting that ground ball.
It's funny too, because when we first saw Diaz, he didn't hit a ball to the left side of the infield, I don't think, for a couple of weeks. First time up tonight, boom, he gets him in a rollover on one.
Well, and he's throwing him that pitch inside. They're forcing him, trying to throw him inside and make him use those hands. So that's one reason why I'm thinking about it. If you think he can put it in play.
Ball 4.
Draws the walk.
First two aboard here in the 5th for Cleveland. Take a look now at our T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball. You talk about unlimited baseball. That's what they had last night at Wrigley Field.
Yes, indeed.
18 innings, 48 strikeouts, a new Major League Baseball record. Somebody threw a message. It might have been Jeff Pass in the Yahoo Sports. Said Tony Gwynn struck out 40 times in one season. There were 48 strikeouts in last night's
How about
game.
that? 583 pitches. Well, it was in essence a doubleheader. It was 2 games.
Abraham Almonte with a swing and a foul back.
Well, this is the 3rd time in this ball game out of the first 5 innings they've had 2 aboard, and twice with nobody out. In both those innings, when they've had those base runners, it's been the double play ball that has gotten Stroman out of the inning.
Almonte trying to dig himself out of a 0 for 16 hole. Not to mention a bit of a rough night in the outfield. He's in the hole 1 and 2. Indians bullpen has action. I don't wonder if Bauer Stroman checks the runners. And the 1-2. Another foul back. And they're going to go out and talk it over.
Well, he's fouled off a couple of breaking balls the last couple of pitches that were down, and he's looking for him to roll it over to second base. And if you try to pull that ball, it's a good thing it's going to happen. So I think he just wants to go out and talk and say, what do you want to do here? I mean, we've tried that breaking ball, and he's fouled him off. You want to go, he's still a 1-2 count. You've got a pitch or 2 to work with. So you want to go that good sinker down and away. See if he can get it hit at the shortstop.
Whatever it was, he wasn't convinced.
No, exactly.
Gets away. Runners. Well, Lonnie took off, but Yandy didn't quite get the same break.
Well,
so
that's
first
okay.
And third.
Yeah, you can't really. You had to make sure that he was going. Chisenhall has a better read and an easier way to read because he's in the center of the diamond. And at first base, Yandy, you're down 4. You got to see. You see him looking over there. He saw Chisenhall go, but he wisely held up. It was a tough play for him. So at least Lonnie got to third base.
Pass ball charge to the catcher Maley, and Almonte back to even in the count, 2-2. Popped him up on the infield. Goins, the shortstop, makes the catch. 1 away. Tune in tomorrow after the game and post game for the Tribe Report by GMC. Alan Jensen will recap the week, get you up to date on everything that's going on in the system. Tribe Report right after the ball game tomorrow here on Sports Time Live. Roberto Perez, a ground out his first time up. And it cost him a bat. Broke his bat again. And again, it's an inning-ending double play for the 3rd time in 5 innings. The Indians ground into a double play. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Toronto. Sour homecoming as the Indians keep self-destructing with the double play ball. 3 times in 5 innings. They've had a 2-for-1 ball break up a potential rally. Meanwhile, Toronto has scored 4 runs in 4 innings off Trevor Bauer. They have 6 hits. Jose Bautista does not have one. He's 0 for 2. And he leads off the home half of the 5th. 4 for his last 27. Did he go that time? No, they said he held up. Before this inning began, if you go back to Trevor's last start, he'd thrown 183 pitches in his last 8 innings of work.
Wow. I would say the command is not there.
That, I mean, I don't know if that's oversimplifying it, but I guess go back to what Terry was talking about before the game, and that is trying to
eliminate a lot of this stuff. Concentrate on throwing strikes.
Get some early contact. Make him put the ball in play.
You know, guys will swing at the fastball, but his fastball, he has not been locating. Again, it's the 2nd straight time where you come out, and I think he did it in the first 2 innings, 2 starts ago, in 2 innings. You know, and then he got away from it. Then he started getting curveball happy.
Well, he's not long for this ball game as the bullpen gets active, and Kenry Morales is the batter. He has walked, doubled, and scored a run already tonight. Fouls this one off. Missed inside, and it's 1-1. He gets ahead of Morales. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pulls it foul. The 25 pitch 3rd inning and 22 more last inning really hurt Trevor tonight. The 1-2 is a little high. You're going to have some high pitch innings. That's going to happen. The key is trying to bounce back and offset that by
minimize it. Yes,
quickly.
you have a quick inning. Well, look at the other side. Get a double play ball. Get out of the inning.
Last inning, of course, he should have been out of it on the double play ball.
Right.
And then had a ball dropped in right field, so that added to his problems. The 2-2. Foul on the play. Deep left. Back is Diaz and makes the catch. And Bautista will retreat to first. 1 down. Our great clip of the game from yesterday, Mike Clevenger. What a job he did getting his first start of the year for the Indians after getting called up. And he was on a dominant roll at AAA. Went 5 2/3, gave up 1 hit, walked 4, struck out 5.
Kept the ball down in the zone. He was good yesterday. When he was missing, he was just a little bit off the plate, but everything was downstairs.
And that was one of those games where he had to pitch that well because the Indians only managed the 1 run themselves. Fouled back by Justin Smoke.
Send along very happy birthday wishes. Yolanda Joniak is 97 years young today from Fairview Park. Yolanda, happy birthday.
Justin Smoke broke his bat, but with the drawn in infield drove in a pair of runs his last time up. You know, just watching Clevenger reminded me something. Remember yesterday what we commented most during his outing was balls down in the strike zone, down all day long. Trevor tonight just doesn't seem like he's been able to get his fastball down in the strike zone.
Every game. That's just not tonight. He has a tough time getting it down. That's why he'll give up a lot of fly balls.
Fouled on the left side.
I'll tell you, one of the only other guys that can really, Danny Salazar will pitch up a lot in the zone. I mean, because I don't know, that fastball doesn't get. Carrasco's one guy that can get it down. When they get it down there about the knees and you're throwing the mid-90s like those two guys do, that's hard to do. That's hard to hit a baseball. You know, you get that fastball down, you don't pick it up as much, and the next thing you know, it's like a low dart, it's on you. You see the pitch that's upstairs so much better.
Ground ball to Lindor. Goes to Ramirez. On to Santana. And the Indians turn an inning-ending double play. 5 complete, 4-0 Toronto.
Champions winner hat. It's presented by Cleveland Clinic. And to get a hat, you must purchase an upper box or an upper reserve ticket for Friday or Saturday's game against the Minnesota Twins, and you will get one. Purchase only at Indians.com.
You like a little poutine with your hot dog?
Tell Bauer to pick it up.
Marcus Stroman delivers, and Carlos Santana takes a fastball strike. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Down low with the breaking ball, 1-1. Santana struck out his last time up. That was his second strikeout in his last 43 plate appearances.
Well, he quick pitched him. He hesitated on him.
Deep left, and it's going to be off the wall. Extra bases. Steve Pearce could not come up with it, and it will be a leadoff double for Santana.
Well, it seemed like it carried an awful lot, but Pearce looked like he played it into a double. Let's see him going back on that ball. That was elevated a little bit. Carlos stayed on the pitch. He's going back, and you see that spin. He played it into a double. He overran it. He had to reach back for the ball and never really. I don't know if he picked it up well enough coming out of this roof or not, but that's a ball that maybe he should have caught.
Well, another opportunity for Cleveland. They have not been able to cash in to this point, but that's their first extra base hit of the game.
Yeah, and Francisco's last at bat, he really, did a great job at taking the base hit the other way off Stroman. When I say throwing it down in the zone, there's not much you could do on that at bat except take him there, and he stayed on top and hit a line drive. That's how tough it is. You got to really stay on it and stay through it.
In the dirt. Santana took a look, but he holds at second base.
Watch when the ball's down, it's away. There's nothing you could do, but look at, he's got to use his legs. He kept his hands back, and he just hit a line drive the other way. That's about the only thing you could do with that pitch.
Good off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Lindor starts tonight second in the American League in runs scored, third in total bases. Key spot right here as the Indians try to get on the board and still make a game out of this thing. Hopped him up. Shallow left. Pierce makes the play. One down. Well, Marcus Stroman is a ground ball guy. That's what he does. And he has induced them at just the right time in 3 different innings tonight.
Yeah, and that's the 3 times when they had opportunities to score. He's made the pitch when he has had to. You roll it over, and there you go. Keuchel has 11, so does Stroman. Both of them 1-2 in ground ball percentage to fly ball in the league.
I think the Indians helped both those guys get to the top of the standings.
And they help themselves because they get they keep that ball down. It's tough to hit it in the air.
Kipnis elevated a ball his first time up, but Batista made the catch in deep right field. Last time a line drive at the shortstop Goins.
Yeah, you can't have 2 better at bats than what Kipnis had, and he really has nothing to show for it.
Two balls and a strike. Ground ball to first. Smoke with the flip, 2 down. Santana the third. Well, Edwin Encarnacion in his return to Toronto has been lauded by the fans. They had a nice video tribute to him before the ball game. First time up, he smoked the first pitch off of the pitcher's leg for an infield single. Then he drilled a ball down the left field line. That was another hit. But that's been it. He hasn't been able to.
Well, it's nice to see he comes back here, feels good, gets a couple of base knocks going. He's been walking a lot more.
Well, he's starting to get going. He's 8 for 23 on the road trip. He and Santana lead the team in hits on the current trip. And he also came into tonight third in the American League, having drawn 20 walks. There's a strike call. It's 2-1.
Well, that might have been the perfect pitch right there. That was the slider, and it was down. Now there, look at that. That's a little different when you look at the line and innings, pitches by inning.
Here's the 2-2. Low, full count. Jose Ramirez, will he get a chance?
Well, it looks like he wants to make that perfect pitch. He doesn't want to break up his shutout right here. He's got a chance, so we'll see if he tries to make a perfect pitch.
Low, ball 4. And Jose Ramirez comes to the plate with 2 on and 2 out. And we've got a timeout.
I really don't think he wanted to throw Eddie that much after the first 2 hits.
Pete Walker going to go out and chat. Stay with us. Right back here tomorrow night. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Carlos Carrasco going against Mike Bolsinger. Indians Live starts our coverage at 6:30. First pitch at 7 right here on Sports Time Ohio, and also streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, the tying run for Cleveland goes to the on-deck circle. But more than anything, they just need to get on the board and maybe get a little momentum going in their direction.
Yeah.
You're already in the 6th right now.
Well, that's right. They're getting to their part of the game, but if you can get cut into that lead, and Stroman won't be here much longer. But he's thrown the ball very well tonight after coming out after 3 innings in his last start. Had some issues with the right arm, but you wouldn't be able to tell that tonight.
Ramirez with a line drive deep center field. Back is Pilar, still going back. Oh no! You have to be kidding me! Kevin Pilar with an all-out diving catch to save the day for Toronto and Marcus Stroman. Wow!
What a jump. He went dead out, man. He just dove after that ball, and it goes right into the glove. What a great break he got on it. And that would have been at least 2 runs for the Indians and a man on second, if not third. And look at Stroman. What a catch.
Trevor Bauer is back out here to pitch the 6th inning. He's already at 108 pitches on the night, his season high 111. Steve Pearce leading off 0 for 2. Out of play down the right side. That's just, I still can't get over that catch.
Well, it took the innings right out of that inning and possibly the game.
Right at Kipnis with the shift on. One down. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. In the second, 2-out, 2-run homer by Ryan Goins, who was batting a $190. He was 3 for his last 33 before that swing. In the very next inning, it was Justin Smoke with a drawn-in infield, just muscled it over the head of the infielders. It didn't even make it to the outfield turf, but 2 more scored. That's been it.
Yeah, and then the double play ball for Toronto, and then that great catch right there. That's heartbreaking. Everything that the Indians have hit hard tonight has gone for outs for the most part.
Slowly chopped foul. It's a funny game sometimes, not funny ha-ha. Fastball up out of the zone. 2-2. Strike 3 called. That gives Bauer 5 strikeouts on the night. He's going to bring up Darwin Barney, who's 1 for 2. Bauer can get Barney. He's going to give Terry Francona 6 innings, albeit with a season high 120 or so pitches.
Well, it never seems to bother Trevor Bauer. He goes out there, he's conditioned to do it.
Yeah,
you know, that 2-run homer, and maybe I'm thinking they may leave him in a little longer so he can continue to get a feel.
Three balls and a strike.
Yeah, this could be his very last hitter. He'd be gone then.
Comes back with a good fastball, and the count is full at 3-2. The payoff pitch is blooped foul down the side, and nobody can get there. Again, the 3-2. And again, it's fouled away. Well, even though Toronto leads tonight, it's somewhat hard to believe that since Terry took over as the skipper in Cleveland, since 2013, these two teams have played 26 times in the regular season, 13 wins each.
Yeah.
And all the other numbers are very similar. Runs scored, ERA, all that. Strike 3 called, inning over. Trevor Bauer finishes tonight with 6 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. But the Indians trail it 4-0 as we head to the 7th. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by the new 2017 Kia Optima. For 4-0 Toronto, and as we head to the 7th inning, Toronto goes to their bullpen. Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen for Danny Barnes. In relief of Marcus Stroman, who went 6 shutout innings, yielding 6 hits, a couple of walks, struck out only 1 batter, but the double play ball was his best friend. The defense in general really came to his rescue.
Was. No question. Barnes coming on. Left-handers just 2 for 12 off him. Righties 1 for 19. So he's off to a very good start, and he's not an overpowering guy. His fastball right around 92 miles an hour, but you look at his numbers in his 9 innings, 7 strikeouts, just a couple of walks, and a changeup about a third of the time.
Pitch outside.
Patience is going to be for this guy. Ezekiel Carrera coming into the ball game in left field for Steve Pearce.
Down a play. Danny Barnes pitched in 12 games last year, and so with the 9 games and the 6 games he's pitched in this year, it's 15 major league games. He's yet to allow a home run. Deep to right, or excuse me, left, and Pierce makes the catch. 2, 3, 4. That's at least 5 balls the Indians have hit to the warning track or near the outfield wall tonight.
Well, 10,000 fans will receive a Season to Remember t-shirt. That's courtesy of Cleveland Clothing Company. That'll take place Saturday, May 13th. Twins will be in town. Great seats remain, so grab some friends. Come on down to the ballpark.
Yandy Diaz getting the start after just getting recalled from the minor leagues. High foul ball, out of play. That wasn't just a broken bat. Did he just throw it?
Yeah. I think he was fooled and he just threw the bat. I'm not so sure that it's even broke.
No, I don't think it was. I thought maybe sometimes the handle ends up is the only thing left in the guy's hand, but he just threw it.
Changeup. That's why he was fooled on it. He tried to keep it back and then all of a sudden let the bat go. Slipped right out of his hand.
Let's try this again. Struck him out looking, 2 away. Danny Barnes might be one of those guys that you consider hard to believe that he ended up here. He was born into a family of really smart people. His mom and dad were both doctors. He went to Princeton.
Oh, wow.
And he was a 35th round draft pick.
Well, right there, he froze him with a fastball because it was down in the zone and he had a good changeup. That's exactly what happened. But
easy play to end the inning. Tribe goes in a hurry. Stretch time in Toronto. 4-0 Blue Jays.
Savings and access to Tribe Rewards, and today's Tribe Rewards code is Allen. Visit Indians.com for complete details. Well, Bauer's night finally over. What did he throw? 125 pitches.
Yeah, and according to Mike Proctor, that's the most by an Indians pitcher in 6 innings or less since Bartolo Colon used 131 pitches in 5 1/3 innings back in 2001, a game against Chicago.
Oh, I was going to say Seattle. I remember he had a 45 pitch inning one time against them.
I was thinking about that game here. Remember we struck out the first 6?
Yeah.
Or was it more than that even? He was mowing them down.
First 6.
I don't think he got out of the 3rd or 4th inning.
Didn't last much longer, did he?
Zach McAllister facing Ryan Goins, who clobbered a 2-run homer in the 2nd and got the Blue Jays off and running. Way outside with a fastball, 3-0. Ball 4, and the leadoff man is aboard for Toronto. Kia in the driver's seat. Boy, the Indians bullpen. They laid the majors in ERA. They've worked the fewest innings, which I guess that's good.
Yeah.
In terms of what the starters have been able to do. Batting average against 5th best in the majors. Strikeouts per 9.
Yeah, they've been unbelievable. They've been on a tremendous run since probably the 2nd or 3rd week of April. Yeah, their ERA is .21 since April 20th.
Also, that number, as far as the fewest innings pitched, that tells you just where baseball is at in general, not just Cleveland or whatever particular team you may happen to follow, but that tells you that starters everywhere are not getting deep into games anymore, and some of that's twofold: the starters' inability to get deep in the game and the ever-increasing importance placed on, we got to get to the bullpen. We got to get to the bullpen.
Yeah, well, these starters are very important because they do have to give you innings, because if you've got to go to that bullpen with 3 or 4, it's almost like you're going to see 3 relievers every game now, if not more. You want to get to the right ones, but you know, they keep the pressure off of the bullpen, the starters. If you can get to the good ones when you're leading in a ball game, and that's basically the way it's happened for the Indians. But I'll tell you, everybody out of that bullpen has done a nice job.
Back out of play.
You know, Matt, Rick, in that conversation that you're having, I had the same one with Dan Otero before tonight's game. We were talking about bullpens, and we were kind of talking about the numbers you guys had. And he said he learned his last year in Oakland when he had a really bad year. You're not a good team anymore if you don't have 3 to 4 really good relievers.
Yeah.
He says when one let down in Oakland and he had a bad year, they went from a really good team to a bad team. And he told me, he goes, when we get to September, come to me, name me the top 8 teams, and he goes, I guarantee 4 of their guys, were their most important guys, will be bullpen guys. He goes, just check it and you'll see.
Sure.
Year in and year out how baseball's played now.
Yep. The starters now, give me 6, and then you turn it over to your bullpen. And there's going to be days when they have to have some time off, when they pitched 3 days in a row.
Well, Andre, just look at what's going on, I'm sure, right now in Detroit. And, you know, you've got 4 blown saves from their closer, Francisco Rodriguez, and it's
early May.
Right. First week in May. And you know, obviously, if he goes down or if they make a change, that's a domino effect that, you know, a lot of people are impacted.
Well, think of what Detroit's record would be without those problems.
Double play ball here. Lindor to Kipnis on to first. Santana. And Zach McAllister gets a 2-for-1 ball.
We can even talk about the Kansas City Royals from the last, 3 years after their success. Their bullpen fell apart last year, and they haven't been the same team since, really, guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, Davis gets traded, goes to the Cubs, and look at what's his name in Colorado right now, Holland. That anybody could have had him. He was out and he's lights out coming off that surgery. He was with Kansas City. They had 3 big horses.
Kevin Pillar 0 for 2. Takes a strike. I know when Mark Shapiro was still in Cleveland, I remember at one time he said the hardest thing to try and calculate year to year is what do you expect from your bullpen, because there are guys who have great years and then maybe fall off, or guys who have career years that come out of nowhere. That ball really got away from McAllister, went up and in on Pillar.
Swung. It almost hit him. Let's see. It hit the bat. I heard something.
He was trying to get out of the way.
Well, he has already committed. That ball was running up and in. He's lucky he didn't get hit with that pitch. It caught the bat. It went straight down and almost screwed him right into the ground.
Throws the breaking ball in the dirt. Got him to chase. Inning over. Zach McAllister works the scoreless 7th, but it's still 4-0 Toronto. Authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. (4-0) Toronto. 8th inning. Roberto Perez the leadoff for the Tribe. Danny Barnes worked the scoreless 7th, and he misses low ball 1. Double barrel activity in the Toronto pen. A crowd of just over 40,000 turning out tonight to witness the first of 3 between last year's ALCS combatants. And while it's been a frustrating game from the Indian standpoint, it's been a fairly entertaining game. I mean, you look at Trevor Bauer. He gutted his way through 6 innings, even though he gave up 4 runs early. And the Indians have had opportunities galore, but the frustration of the double play ball. But that's the strength of Marcus Stroman, and then the amazing catch by Kevin Pillar that ended the 6th inning. Clearly took 2 runs away from the Indians.
Yeah, it could be totally different right there. No question about it.
Leadoff walk. Here comes the manager. We're going to get, or is that Pete Walker again? Pitching coach, another pitching coach visit.
Now watch it. Pillar just takes off, and I mean, he launches himself straight, and I mean, you couldn't have been any better, the route efficiency on that. He just took off, lands on the track, puts it away. It saved 2 runs. Ramirez would have been at least on second, possibly third.
I just love Stroman's reaction. He can't.
Yeah.
I think he couldn't believe it.
Well, he thought it was over his head, no doubt, and his night was winding down, and just look, he takes off, and it's absolutely timed perfectly. And that might be one of the toughest plays for a center fielder, straight over your head to go get that ball. He did, and it was a game changer, no question about it.
That was Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. There's Carlos Santana, doubled his last time up. 3 to the right side of the infield for Toronto. Kind of interesting with 2 guys warming in the bullpen that they would just do a mound visit there and talk to Barnes rather than go right to the pen.
Well, it's still a 4-run game. They may be waiting to left-hander get ready. I don't know if they're going to wait for Kipnis or what. Or
got Joe Smith from the right side, our old buddy. Left-hander J.P. Howell from the left side.
I'm thinking Joe Smith would be for Encarnacion. But Barnes came out and did a nice job in a quick 1-2-3 inning. Now falling behind the hitters here.
Three and one. If he walks Santana, we're going to see the left-hander, I would think, to turn Lindor around, with Kipnis to follow. But we shall see. Ripped to right field deep. It's going to one-hop the fence. Roberto Perez will get to third. Santana into second with a double. And the Indians refuse to go quietly.
Santana, his second straight double.
That's going to finally do it for Danny Barnes.
Well, that's going to be our Yellowwood. Bring in the lumber. He got a 3-1 count. Got on that high fastball. He doesn't throw hard enough to get it by Carlos, and he raked it down into the right field corner. So now they're back in business. Second and third, nobody out.
Curious managerial decision by Gibbons. He stayed with Barnes after he worked a perfect seventh. He gives up a walk and a double, and now he's back into his bullpen with the meat of the Indians order coming up when we come back. Fielding 2 base runners, and Joe Smith coming on now to pitch for the Blue Jays. Now 33 years old. Smith, who spent several years with the Indians, coming over after an offseason trade in 09. His last year with the Indians was in 13, when he won 6 games with a 2.29 ERA and 70 games out of the bullpen. He went to the Angels, and the next year had an even better season. Pitched in 76 games, had a 1.81 ERA for the Halos. And then last year they dealt him to the Cubs. He joined Chicago and he was with them throughout the postseason, but never pitched in any of the postseason action. And now here in Toronto. Francisco Lindor 1 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, another, little funky delivery, sinker slider guy.
Drilled deep and foul.
Oh boy,
man, that's the story of the night. Close, but just not quite.
Yeah, that one was far enough, deep enough, but just foul. He was out in front of the slider. Oh boy, he had a good one to hit. He hit it hard and went foul.
Back out of play, and it's quickly 0-2. When Joe Smith began his career, he was a third-round pick by the Mets. And when the Indians got him, he was coming off a year in which he pitched 82 games out of the Mets bullpen in 2008. He became a very valuable member of the Indians' pen. Base hit right field by Lindor. That's going to get home Perez. Here comes Santana. Breaks quickly go on from Mike Sarba. Lindor gets caught between first and second. He's motioning to Santana to try and go home.
No.
Santana's now heading for home. He's going to score.
Interference.
And now interference is called.
Yes, he did.
Lindor's going to get second base.
Unbelievable.
And just like that, it's a 2-run game, and the Indians are still kicking strong. And now comes John Gibbons, the Toronto manager, onto the field.
He made contact with one of the infielders going back, and that's interference. I don't know what he was doing. He was going to go when he saw the throw coming home. Santana had stopped at third. But then when he got caught in that rundown, he did the right thing. He got a good job, and he ends up getting second base. Unbelievable. So we're going to get one RBI. And let's take a look at it again. He gets the base hit. 0-2. Boom. Gets it in there. They have to hold Santana. But Frankie sees the throw coming in and held up. And then he was telling Santana to go. He's playing base coach. Now watch. After he gets rid of the ball, he just touched him. And you cannot make contact with the base runner. And I mean, this is, and it's not by much, but he got rid of the ball, and then you find him. Travis, that's a mistake on his part. There it was, barely. I mean, barely.
John Gibbons is taking up the argument with the crew chief, Tom Hallion. Last year, Vic Carapazza ejected John Gibbons and a couple of other Blue Jays hitters after they beefed all day long about the strike zone. I tell you what, Arch, on that second look, I didn't see the contact. Gibbons has been ejected. I think it happened while we were in the replay there. That's why Tom Hallion is talking to him as Gibbons slowly makes his way off the field.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that was a really close call. Travis gave it up late. Here it comes. Now watch after Travis throws. Does he touch him with his hand? He's going back, and he just gives it up, and it barely touched him with his hand. And I mean barely, but that's interference. You can see him right there, and Gibbons is going to be ejected. Whatever he said, but the Indians are back in the ball game. It's a 4-2 game now with a runner on second and still nobody out, is what the bottom line is. I want to know how that's scored.
Well, it's a single, an RBI, and then I guess I don't know how you write down defensive interference.
I know.
Okay, they're going to say Santana scores on a fielder's choice.
Well, they cut the ball to get Lindor, is what they did from first base.
I wonder if the argument here, DeMarlo Hale may be questioning why is he allowed to score once you called interference? Maybe he's questioning Santana wasn't moving at the time, or was he?
Well, he ended up scoring. I think he came down the line, yes, when he got caught in the rundown when they were chasing him back towards second base. He started to come home. Well, whatever reason, the Indians are back in business.
And Jason Kipnis at the plate, rolls it over. He's going to get Lindor to third with one out. And if Lindor can get home, that would cut it to a single run. tying run now comes to the plate. And wouldn't you know, it's Edwin Encarnacion.
Well, my guess is this could be Smitty's last batter. But Encarnacion has been on all 3 times tonight, a couple of singles and a walk. And he's got one thing on his mind right now.
Now, once again, though, Francisco Lindor coming up with a clutch hit, and it's the Indians' uncanny ability to score late. Something that back on the Indians Live, when I was talking to Terry Francona, mentioned that coming into tonight, they've outscored their opponents 47-21 from the 7th inning on. And he said that that's one of the things he really likes about this club is that they, even when they don't score early, they don't get down, they don't throw in the towel, they continue to.
I just hope they weren't down by too many by the time that 7th inning came to that.
Swing and a miss. Edwin Encarnacion, 2 singles and a walk tonight. Not quite a shift on. That's coming into tonight. And some of that is because their bullpen has been so good, they haven't allowed the opposition to score. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2.
He's not going to give Encarnacion a lot of swinging room. That sinker, he's going to try and keep it down. He's going to try and run it in on him. I think if I see a slider, it might be a mistake.
Pulls it foul. Nice one-handed grab.
Long arm of the law.
A year ago, this place would have been filled with chants of Eddie, Eddie. Not tonight. He checked it, it was low. Full count. Jose Ramirez waiting on deck with 1 out here. And a foul by Encarnacion. He stays alive.
No, he has not let up on him. He's been burying him with inside sinkers, down and in, over the top, everything power. Smith has not thrown one breaking ball, and they know Encarnacion's a good breaking ball hitter, but that one fouled off his ankle. And I think they'll continue to throw him in there where he can't extend, extend the swing. And if he's going to hit it hard, he may have to pull it foul.
He did.
Just like that. If you want to hit that pitch hard, you're going to pull it foul. I pretty much agree with the sequence that Joe Smith is going at Encarnacion.
The question is, does he have the guts in a situation like this to say, I've got a pitch to waste. Let me go see if he'll fish for a slider.
Well, go ahead and then come right back inside. There it was.
2 down.
And that was the extra pitch right there. He had one to give. And this one was not going to be a strike. He wasn't going to hang it, and he wasn't going to put it in the strike zone. But after pounding him in with 8 straight fastballs, he comes back with that slider, and Eddie takes that swing. So that's a big out.
Well, let's see if Jose Ramirez can deliver the 2-out hit.
Yeah, how big does that play for Bauer look now off the bat of Jose?
How big do any of a half-dozen plays look right now?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 ground ball double plays. The diving catch by Pilar. The ball Santana hit in the first to put Pilar up against the wall. Been one of those nights. But through it all, here they are. Still swinging with a chance. And we're only in the 8th. But this crowd of 40,000 docile for most of the night, up and roaring now.
Tried to get him, chase that up and away. Ruby comes back with that backdoor breaking ball, slider. Still just a 1-2 count. He's got some pitches to work with.
Sinker up and away. We pay for that? And a good cut by Ramirez. Joe Smith, the wily veteran. And Ramirez launches one deep, but foul. Second time this inning.
Same pitch that Lindor hit out there.
The Indians have watched a potential home run just go foul.
That's a dangerous pitch to the left-hander if you don't get it in. You see, they're sitting away for the back door, but look where he left it, middle of the plate. He was lucky. He's got away with 2 of them in this inning.
Almost in the exact same spot.
I know.
Foul, both of them.
I know it.
Well, the 2-2. And a full count with Lonnie Chisenhall waiting on deck. The Indians get on the board, but they leave one stranded at third. 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Famed CN Tower, the Rogers Center. A lot of action here late. The Indians cutting the gap to 4-2, but there's so many opportunities that have not been able to cash in on tonight. Jose Bautista leading off. Zach McAllister will work the scoreless 7th. Bautista 0 for 2 tonight. Nick Goody is up in the Cleveland pen. If he needs to come into the ball game, he'll be ready to go. I can't believe that last pitch didn't get called for a strike for Zach. 95 fastball right there, outside edge. 1-1. Fouled back.
Looked like a quick pitch. He came set and just kept going. You might have been watching Stroman earlier in the game. Was up and in, and that one, I'll say, got away. He's going down. That's no, he didn't like that.
It's a full count. Struck him out. Batista caught in between, couldn't quite pull the trigger, but he went too far. Back-to-back strikeouts for Zach McAllister. Well, the opportunities for the Indians tonight. This was in the first inning, first batter of the game. Santana flies to the wall. Kipnis clobbers one, but Batista able to run it down. Lonnie Chisenhall in the second with 2 on base, drives on the other way, but back on the warning track, just a few feet short. And then this, the ultimate killer in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss by Kendry Morales. Morales doubled and scored in the 3rd. And McAllister just pumping fastballs by these Blue Jay hitters. Oh, what a breaking ball. Swung on and missed, strikes him out. 3 straight Ks for McAllister. 2 down in the inning. Storylines courtesy of Mazda as we take a look back with Stroman. If he gets it down, you're in trouble. And well, the 3 ground ball double plays are evidence of that. Bauer, the good, the bad, and the ugly. He did go 6. He only allowed the 6 hits, but 125 pitches. And just a couple of mistakes, costly.
Yeah, once again a home run. He's given up now his 7th home run, and there's only one that have been really a solo shot. Everybody else has had at least 1 man on base. So the long ball hurt.
Breaking ball to the outside corner. Tell you what, Arch, between Morales and Smoke, they have taken some leave nothing in the bag type swings.
Well, and that's what they've done. They've tried to pound at least Smoke in today, swing and miss kind of stuff, and you elevate it, you should be just fine against him, because that big swing, he's not going to catch up to it. And McAllister's throwing 95.
Pilar chased a breaking ball. Batista kind of checked on a high fastball. Morales chased a breaking ball. I wonder if he'll try that chase off-speed pitch here.
Here it comes. It's coming.
Wow. Surprised Smoke could lay off of it the way the other hitters have been chasing.
He laid off of it. You're right. That one didn't even hit the dirt. So that's almost just like a tough one to lay off, because you see it up there, and Smoke likes the pitch down.
And a fastball up and away, ball 4. Second walk issued by Zach. And a 2-out base runner for Steve Pearce. This is going to be Ezekiel Carrera, who came on for Steve Pearce defensively. Gets ahead with an off-speed pitch for strike 1. Carrera just recently had a 12-game hitting streak snap. Well, actually, it was yesterday. And the amazing thing about his hit streak is that he wasn't playing every day. So he kept that streak alive by just getting a pinch hit here or a pinch hit there, or start here.
Right. Not an easy thing to do. But I mean, he's been around. He knows, what his role is.
He only had one at bat yesterday because it was a defensive replacement situation. 0-2 the count.
As it is here. Yeah, because Pierce in left field, he's a liability out there. So you have the lead. You're going to put in Carrera.
Gets by Perez to the backstop. Down the second base goes Justin Smoke.
I'm not so sure that ball did it hit the dirt for Perez? It's
Take another look
close. Here. It looked like he could have caught it. He let it go through the 5-hole. See, he sort of got up to block it, and I think he could have caught that ball. I'm sure it'll go as a wild pitch, but I think he still should have had it.
Well, eventually somebody's got to say, all right, let's go here. Step off, step out, step out, step off. Now we're ready. McAllister trying to dispose of Carrera. Locked him up with a fastball. Inning over. 2 scoreless for Zach McAllister with 4 punch-outs. Last chance for the Indians coming up. All right, thank you. We go down to the 9th, and it will be Lonnie Chisenhall, Yandy Diaz, Abraham Almonte Dua, Roberto Osuna to try and close it out for the Blue Jays. He has 4 saves. This is his 12th appearance on the year.
He's blown 3 saves this year. Total of 6 all last year. What a good arm on this young man. Only 1 walk.
It didn't come until yesterday. That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, the 1 walk, yeah. He comes at you. I mean, when he falls behind, he ends up coming right back and trying to jump up ahead in the count. He doesn't like to pitch from behind.
Lonnie fouls it back. It's 1-2. And another foul back. Lonnie hanging right in there with Osuna with these 95-mile-an-hour heaters. Hoping he gets a mistake that he can clobber. Off-speed pitch, got it. Well, it was last August in Cleveland. Osuna trying to close out against the Indians, but Jose Ramirez goes deep to tie it, and Naquin with the inside the park walk-off home run to win it. Yandy Diaz sends a roller to second base. Devin Travis throws him out 2 down. Abraham Almonte will bat. And I noticed Yan Gomes moved to the on-deck circle. Should Almonte get aboard? Low, ball 1. Just missed. 2-0. Bouncing ball. Travis. Blue Jays take the opener. 4-2 is the final. Marcus Stroman, the winner. He's 3-2. And Roberto Osuna saved number 5. Lost to Trevor Bauer, who's now 2-4. The win moves Toronto's record to 12-20. And the Indians fall to 17-14 on the year. In the end, Rick, the opportunities were there. But, hey, it's twofold. You have to give credit where it's due to Stroman for making pitches when he had to Joe Smith when he had to. But there's, I think, an ample amount of frustration on the Indian side because they couldn't quite come up with one hit that could have really turned the tide in this game a number of different times.
Well, the one big play for me